fairly wide grip to begin with. Start with your dislocates, so straight arms, heads back, rib cage is down. Lower body's also active from there, big circle around to the back, touching the back, come back. We'll do 10 of those. As you warm up, you might be able to bring your grip in a little bit closer. Do 10 of those, 2 more. All right, this next series will use the PVC spike. It can be done without, but this will help in keeping your arms straight. If you don't have one, you don't have anything else you can use, just use straight arms. Try not to bend the elbows. From here, what we're going to do is work on scapular protraction and retraction. I'm going to go sideways so you can see from the side what's happening with my upper back. What I'm trying to do here now, you guys have done some scap work before, so from here I'm trying to open up the scap, protract as much as possible, and then I'm going to keep my lower body stable. I'm just going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, keeping the arms straight. I'm not trying to bend the elbows. I'm not trying to pull the bar towards me with my hands. I'm trying to squeeze it closer to me with my shoulder blades. We'll do 10 of those. From there, we'll go to elevation and depression. So I'm going to turn my back to you for this one. What we're hoping to get here is, with straight arms, is to pull down through the scapula and then elevate. It'll be a very short movement. Just think of the scap pulls when you're hanging, and that's what we're shooting for here. 10 of those. And from there, we'll go with some rotations. So you can have this at a little bit of an angle if you wish. Thinking again from the hanging scap rotation that you've done before. Trying to get those shoulders rotating or scap rotating in different direction. You get 5 to 10 in one direction, 5 to 10 in the other direction. If you want to play with angles, you can do it at different angles. You can do it down, in front, completely overhead. Find different places that you can play with this and control that scap rotation. From there, we'll work a little bit on the sides, the obliques, the torso, the spine. Again, with or without the PVC. PVC will help a little bit open things up. So if you have one, it's good to use. So overhead, we're going to get a little side stretch for some here. I'm going to push the hip away. I'm going to slightly pull down with the opposite hand, the one that's down, as I draw the upper hand over, and I'll switch back and forth. Those, you can do more. From there, we'll go to a Jefferson curl. Bring my hands a little closer. Starting at the top, if you want to use a wall, you can. What we're trying to do here is think of our vertebrae as a chain of pearls, and we're just going to roll that chain from the top down. So from here, tucking the chin, rolling the shoulders forward. I'm going to roll the spine down, keeping the bar out in front of me, coming down into the bottom, and then coming back up, trying to stay as rounded in my upper back as I can, driving the hips forward, and then unwinding from the bottom up. We'll do 5 of those. From there, we're going to do a wall bridge reach. So some of you have seen some of the wall bridge work where we actually reach back. We're trying to keep the glutes active and get more of a curl in the upper back than the lower back. This is what we're going to do here. We're going to imagine there's a wall behind us. We're going to use the PVC overhead. My glutes are engaged. From here, I'm going to push my hips slightly forward while my glutes are engaged, and I'm going to reach back towards the wall that is behind me, looking back towards it, keeping my glutes active. I'm going to use those to pull me back straight. Make sure you're keeping the glutes and core active while you do this to protect your low back. Just reach back as far as is comfortable, both through the spine and through your shoulders. You can open up a little bit more through the shoulders if you're not opening up through the spine. Again, you can do 5 to 10 of these, depending on your comfort level. Remember to remain active in your lower body and breathe. Finally, a little twisting action here. From here, I'm trying to keep my hips square, so I don't want to turn my body when I twist. I want to try and keep it facing forward. Again, don't force this. Keep the hips engaged, glutes engaged. Bring the upper body, the chest to one side. Come back, chest around the other side. You'll notice that my hips aren't turning very much at all. I'm going to have the bar about chest height. And we can do 5 on each side, 5 to 10, depending on how you feel and how long you want to do this work for. All of this stuff can be done with fewer reps if you want a quick warm up, more reps if you want to make it a little bit more workout. All right, excellent. Last one we can do with this for spine is a little bit of a rotation. Again, you want to be cautious with this at first, just don't force it too far. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to start basically rolling down as I did in the Jefferson curl slightly, and then I'm going to twist and turn to the one side. So I'm going to go very easy. I'm going to start to reach out to one side, dropping one hand, bringing it up. I'm going to continue bringing it up just behind my head, dropping this end down to the floor, and turning my upper body so that my chest is facing to the side, and then bringing it around to the front. And then I'll reverse. Side, open, slightly back, down to the side, opening up here to the front. 2, 3. Remember to take this slow. Keep the lower body engaged. Only do as many as you feel comfortable with, and make sure you're not forcing it. This is just a warm-up. It's not supposed to be high intensity. We're just trying to get all the joints moving to loosen them up before we do any other activity, or just to relieve tension in our body. All right, that's it for the spine. For hips, we will start with a basic trunk circle. So I'm imagining I have a hula hoop around me, and I'm trying to touch all sides of the hula hoop. So I'll come off to one side, I'll drive my hips out to the corner, to the front, push them off to the side, push the hips back to touch the hula hoop at the back, and so on. We'll do 10 nice big circles. Take your time with this. Notice that I'm hinging at the waist as I reach back, keeping my upper body straight. Say 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Less than 10, but I'll continue because this video is getting too long. All right, so high knees. What we're doing here is a lift. So if you need balance, you can use your PVC. If you want to work on your balance at the same time, you can do it without the PVC. But what we're doing here is we're not pulling we're not driving the knees up with speed. We're lifting. So you want to engage through the hip flexor and lift. And place back down. 2, tension in the rest of your body too. Click to the fists. 4, say 5 to 10. We'll do 5 for today. Switch the other foot. Get a little pause at the top. Really try and squeeze and bring that knee up towards the chest. Next, we'll do the same to the side. So, turning my hip to the side now, the one knee to the side, trying to keep the hips as square as possible. Again, maintaining tension, I'm going to lift. We'll do 5 today. We'll switch sides. Off to the side and lift. And down. We'll do the same thing now with a straight leg. So straight leg in front, lock it out and just lift. Try to avoid leaning back. You're only fooling yourself if you do. Five to 10 on one side, 5 to 10 on the other. Again, if you need to use the PVC for balance, go ahead, but it's a good idea to work on your balance while you do this. Not 10 for today, but anywhere between 5 and 10 is fine. And we'll do the same thing to the side. Again, toes pointed to the side. You're not trying to use momentum. You're going to actively engage and lift. Again, PVC on one side if you need to. No PVC if you want to work on balance. And other side. PVC if you need to. And finally for the hips, the standing hip rotation. Same thing, PVC if you need to, work on balance if you don't. We'll do 3 in each direction for today, but you can do 5 more if you want. And I'm going to do forward and then back. Forward and then back. Forward and then back. Other side. So that's good on the side. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Excellent. So, knees and ankles to go. Starting with the knees, feet together, knees together. Same mini hula hoop around the knees, to the side, corners, front, corner, side, and straight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to do some inside-outside rotations. So knees going out and in, and going, in the reverse direction. So let's push them forward. Forward and open, around and back. Forward and open, around and back. We'll just do 5 in each direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reverse. Open first, and then forward. 1, 2. You notice I'm allowing my ankles to open up a little bit too. 4, and 5. Excellent. And then with the ankles. PVC if you need to, and balance if you don't. So, little circle, Think of your big toe as a pen and you're drawing a circle. We'll do 10 in one direction, 10 in the other. Other side. Switch direction. And calf raises. Pushing into the big toe, especially. Feet are in lines pointing forward. You're going to push into the big toe. You're going to come up on your balls of your feet and back down. We'll do 10. You can do 20 to 30. Let's do 10 for now. 8, 9, 10. Then I will turn, keep my heels where they are, turn the feet out 45 degrees. Same thing, pushing into the big toe. And last, reset my feet and then bring them in towards each other. So the toes are going to come closer together, knees are going to be inside slightly. I'm going to push into the big toe again. Try to make sure your heels don't come back straight. Excellent. From there, I'll get a little ankle work side to side. So I'm going to put one foot out in front. I'm going to roll over the ankle, slight load on it, not much. Then I'll roll in, let my knee come in. I'm shifting my body weight over that ankle to put a little load into it. Again, very light. You'll notice that I'm turning my hips. I'm going to do 10 on one side, 6, 7, 8. Not a lot of weight in this, just trying to loosen things up. This whole joint-to-joint work can be used as self-diagnostic as well. So if you're doing this each day, you can see if something feels off. You'll know from one day to the next if something's a little tighter than usual, one of the joints is acting up. It's a good diagnostic tool as well as a good joint warm-up. And 10. There we go, and that's basically it. Nothing too crazy, just thinking of working your way from the top down, exploring the ranges of motion at each level, taking your time, be connected to your movement. Think about how things are feeling. We're not forcing the range of motion, but you want to know where your restrictions are, where there might be some issues, and I hope you enjoy doing it. Add it to your repertoire. Do it as much as you like. This is not like strength work. You can do this every day. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free to connect. Cheers, enjoy.